I use the same introduction for every part of the series. Feel free to skip to the 2-minute 40-second mark to see the actual segment. Every winter I try and help out people through the snowstorms, and unfortunately this year my truck broke down in the middle of helping, and this wonderful and amazing community rallied around me and came up with $10,000 to get me a new truck, and I cannot thank all of you enough for everything you've done for me. I thank all of you guys from the bottom of my heart. So I vowed to pay half of it forward, and I want to try and help as many people as I can get gardens started. I also want to help people get set up with chickens, and one final goal is I want to try and plant fruit trees in public spaces like parks. That way the trees and fruits will be there forever, and the public can just get fruit whenever they need it. I feel self-sufficiency is the answer to most of the problems we now face. It can help us prepare as a community, and ultimately it will give us freedom in this world. If we depend on the supply chain for survival, whoever controls the supply chain controls our lives. My ultimate goal is to see the entire community survive off of the food we create locally. Even maybe creating a consignment store where we can trade our extra produce and goods and just do everything here on a local level. Self-sufficiency as a family or as a community is the only way I see that we can truly fix things. Plus, the health benefits of eating locally and fresh, healthy food are just immense. I unfortunately do not have a green thumb and am terrible at raising gardens, but I have a strong back and I have access to a dump truck where I can deliver dirt and help work the ground and do all the hard work to get the garden started. And from there, it's just going to be up to people to take care of them themselves. I've given away gardens for a lot of years now. I think the first time I did it was in 2012. But this year on May 2nd, I started this YouTube channel as a promise I made to my son that passed away, just to try and do something positive in the world. I wanted to make a video every day for an entire year of something positive. So this is a part of my journey, and I'm just documenting everything as I go. I also came up with an idea on how to help people on a local level, and I created a website. I call it Lake of the Ozarks Volunteer Connection that connects volunteers directly to people in need. And I feel that instead of paying taxes and stuff, we could help our communities hands-on right where we're standing and make our communities the best we can. And part of that is keeping track of all of the money that was donated to me and keeping it all open and honest. So I'll be tracking the money and where it goes through this as just an example on a different way to do things. Thank you guys very much, and I appreciate you all for following along. Yeah, just building a little raised garden bed. And this ended up being about 2.5 yards. So it was $134 for the dirt from DNR. And then about $80 in cinder blocks for the perimeter. I think it was a little over that, but I'm just rounding down. And so I want to say it wasn't too terrible bad in fuel, but I'm probably going to say it was another $20 in fuel to run to Kempton and back, and coming back loaded and doing a little extra running. I had to do some extra running in my other truck. So yeah, I'm going to just say it was roughly that. But this was just kind of my guinea pig garden where I was just doing a little experimenting and seeing how many blocks it takes to how much dirt it takes. And so for about 2.5 yards, I ended up using 38 blocks, and I set them 3 wide and 16 long. I did buy a tiller, and I was able to use that tiller to till up the dirt before I build the raised garden part. So it was nice and turned up, and hopefully it'll work out really great. The homeowner was super awesome, and she worked really hard to help me with everything, and she was an excellent photographer and helped take some extra pictures and stuff too. So I really appreciate all the help she helped throw down, and for letting me use her property as a trial run for my experimental garden. So all in all, I had $234 in this garden so far, and I'll hopefully be able to get back out there pretty soon and put a canopy over the top of the garden to kind of protect from birds and rabbits and stuff. So I got a plan to drive posts into the ground and then use rebar as like a main frame for a net canopy going over the top. It's kind of an experimental thing I want to try and do, but we'll see if it works or not.